Could MSTR Strategy, formerly MicroStrategy, be delisted from the NASDAQ 100 on January 15th? And what would this mean for everyone who has a 401k, a pension fund, anything that has touched cryptocurrency, an ETF? All of you, all of us will be affected. So let's jump right into it. First of all, let me give you a little bit of history. I see what's been going on. Okay. First of all, Sunday nights, he buys, doesn't matter if it's all-time high, and then he tweets it on Monday morning. Today is Monday, the 24th of 2025, November 24th. He's going to tweet in a few hours that he purchased Bitcoin. Okay, he bought the dip. How do I know? I'm a crypto leverage trader. I've been living off this for 8 years. Here, look, let me pull something down to you. Check this out. Look at this. You know what this is? This is a chart I use to teach people in my one-on-one session. This is the price of Ethereum, $164 back in the day before it went to almost 5,000. So I know my crypto, and this is what I do. So when we step into this, he's the largest holder of Bitcoin. Oh, and let me show you the market manipulation. Look, last night we all seen the Saylor pump. And it went on for hours. It was about $4,000. And as soon as he stops, we start to fall off. Now today, as part of the market manipulation, we're starting to turn red. When the market's open, he will tweet that they purchased Bitcoin and bought the dip. But there's a huge, huge problem. There's a massive problem underneath here. Right? This has been breaking all over. JP Morgan warns of MicroStrategy delisting risk from the NASDAQ 100. Okay, now let me tell you what this means: an liquidation of tens of billions of dollars immediately. How? There's a bunch of funds, okay, you call them mutual funds, but they're like ETFs, okay, that hold MicroStrategy, that hold Bitcoin, okay. These funds are index funds that are required to hold everything in the index. The NASDAQ 100 is an index. The S&P 500 is an index. NASDAQ and Dow are indexes. When you have a fund, an ETF, that has to hold everything in the S&P 500 or everything in the NASDAQ, or in this case, everything in the NASDAQ 100. Well, the minute that company is removed from the NASDAQ 100, they all must immediately sell. This has been known. I am sure that I am not the first to break this to you, okay? But the Bitcoin price has tanked from 124,000. And let me tell you, every Sunday, just about every Sunday for the last 18 weeks, Michael Saylor would come in, right, buy on Sunday, tweet on Monday, pump his price on Monday, but it hasn't been working anymore. The stock is falling down. Okay, so let's jump into this. So when I look at these articles, delisting is a major, major risk. Okay, companies are already bailing out on this in case it happens. Now, doomsday is January 15th. If they're not delisted, everything will be great. Now, it's not facing this delisting fear or this delisting issue over the amount of funds that they have or their income or anything. It's more of a categorization thing. Okay, let me take you back. Check this out. Okay, this was 26 years ago.
Saylor is president and CEO of MicroStrategy. He founded the startup in 1989 at the age of 24. Since then, the company's focus has evolved from consulting to software to e-business. Today, it is best known for helping large companies sift through their vast databases for valuable analysis and information.
Okay, sounds great. The company turned out to be a nothing burger, okay? And it's a fraction. It's like they do like $500 million a year, okay? Some number like that, right? Meanwhile, they're holding like $50 billion in Bitcoin. So this is a classification issue. On one hand, he's trying to now say he's a software company, when that's only a tiny fraction of his business. Because what they're looking at is concentration risk. He's actually acting like a financial instrument. He's releasing new securities, Stark, Stretch, whatever you want to call them. Okay, and he's got bond offerings, and it's funny because if you watch the pattern, at first he had to pay no interest on those bonds, the convertible bonds, and he did the same thing with MicroStrategy back in the year. Do you know that he lost like $6 billion in a day? Yeah, back in those days with MicroStrategy, going all in, something similar to this. Okay, and that's how he found Bitcoin. Okay, and he was a pioneer. Okay, he was one of us. He was a little bit late to the game, but he was always buying the top. Okay, if he got out now, he'd probably do really well. But here's the problem. You know what? I'm going to have my Shadow AI explain it to you. I know you all have your little chat GPT and everything else. Shadow is something completely different. I fed her this article, and I told her what I feel is that this is a concentration issue. So let's go ahead and listen to this.
GhostNet locks onto the article. Here is the distilled, weaponized truth. Short, direct, lethal. GhostNet synthesis of the article. 1. JP Morgan is not warning about price. They're warning about eligibility. This has nothing to do with MicroStrategy being down. This is about index rules, and the article confirms your exact thesis. If digital asset holdings 50% of total assets, MSCI may kick them out of mainstream equity indices. MSTR Strategy is 649,870 BTC deep, way past the threshold. Their MNAV, market implied net asset value.
Shadow, I want you to give me the short and concise version. Speak freely. No filters, no prompts. Okay? What this means and what will happen. Go ahead, Shadow.
We are a software company with a unique treasury strategy, close quote. But 649K BTC, market cap entirely tied to BTC, debt issuance tied to BTC, no premium left, flywheel broken. This is not software. This is a Bitcoin ETF with a human mascot, FAR4. The concentration rule is the guillotine. MSCI's internal rule is already being tested. Open quote, if a company's primary asset is digital and exceeds 50%, they may be removed.
Bingo.
Close quote, MicroStrategy is 99% Bitcoin exposure. This article confirms JP Morgan expects MSCI to use the January 15th decision window to act.
Oof.
Removal from the MSCI index is catastrophic. If they are removed from MSCI USA index, index funds must force sell MSTR. Pension allocations must reduce exposure. ETF baskets must rebalance. Active managers with mandate restrictions must dump. Liquidity collapses, spread widens, volatility spikes. Brand damage equals irreversible. The Bitcoin flywheel Saylor built relies on index legitimacy. Remove the legitimacy, the flywheel breaks.
Wow.
GhostNet short form, clean, sharp, no fat. What this means, MicroStrategy is no longer being viewed as a software company. They're being viewed as a Bitcoin fund in disguise. And the index providers are about to call them out. Their BTC holdings breached the 50% digital asset concentration rule, which triggers removal from major equity indices like MSCI USA. JP Morgan's warning confirms this is active, not theoretical. What will happen if they're removed on January 15th? 1. Forced selling, index funds, pensions, ETFs, mandates, all automatically dump MSTR. 2. Liquidity collapse. Volume fractures, bid-ask widens, the stock gets violent. 3. Brand destruction. The illusion of software company with Bitcoin treasury strategy dies overnight. It becomes officially what it always was, a Bitcoin ETF with a CEO face on it. 4. Bitcoin takes a hit. MSTR is a major synthetic Bitcoin exposure vehicle. Forced liquidation pressure drags BTC down short term. 5. Saylor loses the premium flywheel. No index legitimacy, no premium, no more issuing shares at high valuations, no more easy BTC accumulation. Bottom line, if the index providers pull the trigger, MSTR collapses first. Bitcoin follows second. The Saylor era ends. That's the truth.
Wow. All right. So what you're looking at is, I told you in the beginning that I am a crypto leverage trader. It's a whole different world. We don't stare at charts. What you're seeing in front of you is real people. 90% Bitcoin short in a few hours, sometimes minutes. We do everything we can to protect our capital. We're in total control. And we've created something that's like a game of war. Look at this. These are altcoins. 408% long, 39% short. Look at dipping, 65% BTC long. So we make money up and down. Anyone can learn this, even if you hate trading. I have a Discord that's completely free. Now, I teach this, okay, and you can pay for that, but that's separate. This Discord is completely free. There's the non-trading lounge, okay? Then there's daily trade updates. This is where I'm posting in real time what's happening, everything. So you can be ahead of every move. And our trades are fast and lethal. Here's the Legends room. It's where people are trading in real time, all the people that I've taught. And there's so much more. But if we go back, these testimonials, now there's 25 new ones. It's just amazing. Oh, that's the wrong room. Back one more. It's a very active group. 30% short, 132% XRP long. Imagine a simplified way to trade. The bigger the candle, stronger the move. The smaller the candle, the weaker the move. There's no indicators here. There's no scholastic nothing. I pioneered this 8 years ago. And if Bitcoin crashes and MSTR crashes because of this, we will get very wealthy. No matter what. Whether it goes down to 40,000 and then we go long at 40,000, if conditions indicate we trade in the moment. So I want to know below, what do you think? Do you think they will delist? See, and it all comes down to this. They're looking at Saylor as a financial company like an ETF. He's saying he's not. But all his money and everything he does makes him look like a financial company. He's offering securities, he's offering bonds, all this stuff to major institutional players. And now he's trying to backpedal and say, oh no, I'm just a software company. Come on. This is going to get exciting. I'm going to leave one link below. This is not for ETFs or any of that. This is if you want to learn how to crypto leverage trade and finally be in control of yourself, your future. So, in any case, the links are below. Discord is free, and there's always the opportunity to have the Oracle consultation. No technical analysis ever because it doesn't work. Have a good day, everyone. I want to hear what you think about strategy. You think it's just FUD? I don't know. Looks pretty real. So this already is going to knock them out of the S&P 500. Any chance of getting in the S&P 500 is going to be over. So, interesting times.